Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for the very excellent Doom Patrol Season 3, Episode 1, Possibilities Patrol. But before I get started, let me take care of some business, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos. My vast video library and pops up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have links to my social media on there, all the links to my pages as well. This YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. Hey, Cheryl, how's it going? This finally dropped. We got the first 3 episodes. I'm doing 1 episode a night is what I'm doing here. So episode 2 will be tomorrow, and then episode 3, of course, on Saturday. So with that said, let's do this. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. All right, I'm giving you enough time. Yes, okay. All right, I'm giving you enough time at this point. So we pretty much leave off. We start off exactly where we left off in season 2. So season 2 ended because the way it did because of the pandemic. So they were actually supposed to have an extra episode, this episode that we saw, and this was fairly interesting. I mean, things wrapped up fairly quickly. I mean, the whole thing with the candle maker got wrapped up fairly quickly. Niles is dead now, and then we're moving on to something new at this point. And also Jane resolved her problems fairly quickly too, with Daddy being the one who was posing as Miranda, and he'd been killing off personalities, and they defeat him and then start eating the puzzle pieces that are him. I don't know. It was kind of a weird thing. If anything, I would say that's my only gripe about this. And Cheryl, yes, you're right. Michelle Gomez comes in. We get a new player here as Madame Rouge. And if you watch the trailer for season 3 at all, you saw that the machine that she arrived in was actually a time travel machine. And I'm going to say right now, I believe that Madame Rouge is actually Rita from the future. And Rita has been left by herself too long in Doom Manor, and something has happened, and she has to go back in time in order to fix things. And she's just forgotten of who she is. Because if you remember, her imaginary friend was Mademoiselle Roxy, is what her friend was. And that I kind of have the feeling that's the persona that she's taken on is Madame Rouge at this point. It sounds a little too familiar to Mademoiselle Roxy for my coincidence, for coincidence sake. And then also when her face started shifting and changing and melting in here and there, when she ran into the woman who is the lead in that, that was playing Rita, the real Rita, in the production of Our Town, in the Cloverton production of Our Town. I think I saw Rita's face for a second when it was panning through the different faces. So I have a feeling that was the whole thing. I love, by the way, Michelle Gomez in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix. She did a great job as Lilith in that one. She did a great job in that one too. And I'm looking forward to her being in the cast. And of course, Brendan Fraser, back as Cliff Steele. They put him back together again, and Cliff's having some issues with his hands. His hands aren't working right, and it's nothing mechanical. Of course, it's got to be something psychological. And Cliff is still screwing around with Ronnie. He's basically he's turned her in. So, hey, move, thanks. You didn't need to do that. And that whole thing is kind of wrapped up quickly as well. So a lot of season 2 stuff just kind of wrapped up fairly quickly in the beginning, except for Niles being dead. I did like the whole thing with Dorothy keeping Niles refrigerated, if you will, sitting there on the dining room table with bags of frozen peas around him because she's waiting for crazy Jane to wake up to say her goodbyes before she buries him. And of course, Niles, being the asshole that he is, as a ghost, comes to Cliff and says, I can't get closure. I can't leave the mansion until you burn me. And who better to burn me than you? And Cliff's like, fuck you. You're a ghost. I'm not going to do shit for you, which I thought was actually pretty fucking funny. Oh, you're finishing up episode 2 right now? Nice. So yeah, well, actually, Doctor Who villain. That's sorry, I was reading Penn's chat there for a second. So I do love that Cliff actually, gets to go to Clara. At least she's having her baby, and he gets to see his grandchild. We don't know what the child is, and Larry having his also, I guess you could say, epiphany where he's wrapped up his stuff as well and realizes that the traveler inside him wants to show him something and they need to leave. But he doesn't want to leave because of Rita, of course. And, Rita basically says, go on, I'll be fine. You'll always have a home here, that kind of stuff. And when he does leave, he's able to be himself. He's actually, he gets his skin back, he gets his hair back. It's actually kind of cool. I mean, everyone, I guess, comes through their catharsis, if you will, and is almost kind of like reborn, I guess you could say, except for Cliff. Cliff's still stuck where he's at. Philip says, I love the talk about this show, but I'm watching a Norm Macdonald tribute. Okay. All right. Not a problem. Mufino says, I feel like episode 1 was the finale we never got to. Yeah, that was the finale. That's what episode 1 was. It was supposed to be our finale for episode 2. That's why they wrapped everything up. And then they started, of course, what was going to happen for season 3 with the introduction of Madame Rouge. And I did like, just right after the false credits start, you get another little tidbit of Willoughby Kipling, digging up Niles Calder out of his grave and taking his head and basically taking him on a journey. And I loved also because Niles is a ghost now in Dew Manor, and the sex ghosts are there and they're beckoning him to join. He's like, no, all right, sure. And he's unbuttoning his shirt, and just as he's unbuttoning his shirt, he whisks away because Willoughby is digging up his grave, which I thought was fucking funny as well. And of course, everyone getting to say, what the fuck in this episode was good as well. Penn says, I've been on the phone fighting with Comcast and missed the start of the live stream. I can watch season 1 and 2, but not 3. They can't explain. Wow. That's kind of weird, Penn. Yeah. You should see if you could look at, see it through the app or something like that. That's kind of a weird thing. Yeah, I've had issues like that before too, where, Disney Plus, as a matter of fact, I was on the phone with Disney Plus for almost an hour resolving my issues with them because I couldn't watch anything on Disney Plus at one point, even though I could watch it on my phone, but I couldn't watch it on my TV. So, yeah. Mufinobi, yeah. Like I said, it's usually the apps now, along with your cable provider stuff, doesn't really work all that well. It really doesn't. So yeah, good episode. I'm looking forward to the next 2 episodes as well. I haven't watched them yet. I am going to watch them, of course, soon. I just, I watched this one early this morning before work, and I wanted to watch more, but I had to go to work, that kind of thing. Got to pay the bills somehow. because they sure ain't doing it. No, I'm kidding. No, it really isn't. But yeah, no, great stuff. Like I said, a bit rushed, but again, what was I watch? I read something on Twitter. Someone posted that said Doom Patrol is the series that Titans wish it could be, which is actually very apt. I've stopped watching Titans. Well, I should say I've stopped reviewing Titans just because it's just become a bitch fest. And I watched last week's version of Titan or last week's episode of Titans and was suitably pissed. And I'm glad I stopped reviewing it because otherwise I just would have been shitting all over that episode. Yeah. So great. Oh, and by the way, I did love Madame Rouge when she first comes out of the fucking time travel device and she's seeing the woman right across the way who's just come out of that version of our town. And she's the only person who sees Madame Rouge. And Madame Rouge gets out, cops a squat, and just starts peeing right in front of her. And then she kind of beckons her over. She's like, "You come over here." And she asks for the playbill that the woman has, who obviously was starring in this thing, and then rips a page off to use it to wipe with, which I thought was pretty apt for that play. Philip says, quick take, Titans had the best episode this season, and it's only a D tier by comparison. A tier. Okay. TIER. Okay. I see what you mean, Philip. Yeah. Having other DC characters guest star would make it a S tier. Okay. CBM, how are you doing, CBM? A lot of reactors don't seem to watch Titans anymore either. Yeah, there's a good reason for that, CBM. And welcome, by the way. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, but welcome to our chat and welcome to my channel. Yeah, if you go back and watch, especially this season of Titans that I was reviewing, it just gets meaner and meaner and meaner as I'm going along. I used to have fun with it because of the whole dick joke thing, Dick Grayson jokes, because that's really what it's all about. And I couldn't even find joy in that as I was going through it. I really was trying to find a silver lining for those episodes, and I couldn't. It was just pissing me off more and more as I was watching it. That red alien reminds me of Billy Boyd. The red alien. What red alien? I'm only on episode 1, Movie for Novi, so yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, red alien. So that's all I'm reviewing is episode 1. I'm not moving ahead on this. But like I said, if you've seen the trailer for this season, we already know some things that are going to happen. Well, we already know some things like the whole thing with that being a time machine, that tunnel digging thing that Madame Rouge came out of. Also, Rita getting the key that Niles left her that has some weird telephone that's inside of a wall in the library that just says that imminent arrival, which I believe is tied to the time machine. That's why I'm saying it's Rita from the future, because it's actually the time machine from Doom Manor. See where I'm going with that? I can tie these things together every now and then. And also, I do believe that I am on Jeremy Carver's wavelength, the guy who's the showrunner for Doom Patrol. So I am pretty much on the same wavelength as him because I love this kind of weird shit. I really do. This is the stuff I live for. This kind of TV, this kind of weird TV, the stuff that's not formulaic. It's not pablum. It's got a good deep character base to it as well, and just fucking fun. Really, it really is. I can even forgive the way they ended, last season so abruptly with this episode, the way they wrapped everything up. That's why, because it is so good that I don't mind that. It's fine that they actually did that. I actually rewatched the season finale for season 2 last night and was laughing my ass off because I completely forgot about imaginary friend Jesus as Cliff's imaginary friend. Beat the fuck out of Cliff. Yeah, man, that just made me laugh. It really did. And I forgot I'd actually laughed about it too the first time I watched it. So, yeah. What do you say? Something like, I don't give a good Kentucky fried titty fuck or something like that. It just made me laugh. CBM says it's amazing how they combine utter weirdness with a character-driven story so seamlessly. Yeah, so Jeremy Carver worked on Supernatural with Ben Edlund, and I'm fairly sure that Ben Edlund is the master of all this kind of stuff. I call him the fixer because whenever there's a show that's in trouble, they bring in Ben Edlund. He fixes a show and then goes on his way. He really does. And Ben Edlund, of course, being the creator of The Tick, the comic, also he's done all the both live actions versions of them as well, and also has a hand in the Venture Brothers as well because those guys, Jackson Public and Doc Hammer, of course, worked for him on the animated Tick series. So yeah, and he's also written a couple episodes of Venture Brothers, early episodes of Venture Brothers as well. So Ben Edlund was working with Jeremy Carver on Supernatural. Jeremy Carver, I believe, has also worked on Ash versus Evil Dead, if I'm not mistaken, as well, the Stars series. So he's worked on quite a few things and is used to the weird and thinking outside the norm and outside the box of things, as well as keeping characters fresh. And that's why anything this man does, I'll go and watch. Really. So, and I agree with you. It is amazing to combine both of these together and have just such a perfect show, and how the Emmys just fucking ignore it completely because the Emmys are useless bullshit. Is really what it is. Let's give CSI 57 another Emmy award for originality. Originality. Yeah. Or Ted Lasso, or what else was up for that? I don't remember what was up. I know Doom Patrol was up for one of the awards and didn't get it because I think they lumped it in with all these other, The Crown and shit like that. Well, let's face it, The Crown it's really mainstream garbage. But unless you're into it, then that's fine. Go for it. The Emmy for originality. Yes, that's it, Penn. Anyway, I digress. So, you think it was for stunt coordination? That's what they got? Jesus. I mean, come on. There was so much better. I mean, the writing is so much better than anything else out there. I keep calling this the best show on TV. I do think that, of course. Whoa, sorry about that. Now that Legion is not on the air anymore, Legion was the best show on TV, and now this, of course, is taking its place. And Legion is suitably weird as well. Yeah. So, what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow is episode 2 of Doom Patrol. 2. That's right. We're going to do episode 2 of Doom Patrol. Saturday is going to be an early edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend or genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. And then, of course, Saturday night at 6 p.m., I'm going to do episode 3 of Doom Patrol. Sunday, depending on how much energy I have, may or may not happen, we're going to do spoiler alert. Basically, all the stuff that has come out into the public. If you guys want to talk about it spoiler wise and all that kind of stuff, we can talk about that stuff there. Monday is going to be Why the Last Man. That's FX on Hulu. Why the Last Man. We'll see. Hopefully it gets better, unless they're going to inject politics into it, which I'm fairly sure that's what the next episode's going to be. Tuesday, I'm going to have off. I'm going to take that day off because there's just too much stuff going on. Wednesday is going to be What If? And then, of course, Thursday rolls around to a new episode of Doom Patrol. Yeah. All right. CBM says part of the cast was they might still be doing stuff on Cena right now. Okay. Oh, that's right. They were doing the watch the live what was it, the watch along or something like that, or I remember seeing something about that. It was starting at like 5 p.m. I want to say 5 p.m. Pacific time. I forgot that was on, but I had already scheduled this. So I was like, eh. Also, normally I'm coming home from work at that point in time, and yeah, so I'll watch it later at some point, possibly in the future. I can use a time machine maybe from Doom Manor. All right. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also have all the links to my social pages on there and all my pages, like this YouTube channel page, Facebook, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. With that said, I will see you guys again tomorrow night. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may have to keep that corpse cold on the table with frozen pea bags because, Jane still hasn't woken up yet and she still needs to say her goodbyes. So, he just won't fit in the refrigerator. So there's got to be some way to keep him fresh somewhat. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, and stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a good night.